Paris at the dawn of the 1800s was a city suspended between collapse and rebirth. By the early 19th century, Paris was home to more than 500,000 people. It was the political heart of France, the stage of revolution, and the engine of European culture. In this video, I use modern AI tools to bring historic paintings, engravings, and prints to life, allowing us to shift perspective, change camera angles, and move through the same scenes in ways their original artists never could. By reconstructing these images, we are not just looking at the past. We are stepping into it. First, I want to talk about the river that shaped everything. This view shows the Seine River around the year 1800. In the foreground, wooden boats crowd the riverbanks. Barges sit low in the water, heavy with grain, firewood, and stone. The surface of the river reflects pale skies and the dark silhouettes of bridges. Along the quays, porters shout as they unload cargo. Fish smells mix with damp wood and river mud. Laundry hangs from windows above, dripping steadily onto the stones below. The Seine was Paris's main artery. Food, fuel, and building materials all arrived this way. But it was also dangerous. Floods were common. Disease spread easily through the water. By the mid-1800s, embankments would be rebuilt in stone and raised higher. Today, these same quays still exist, calmer now, lined with bookstalls and evening walkers. This view shows the Ile de la Cité, the ancient heart of Paris. By the early 1800s, this island was packed tightly with houses, shops, and narrow alleys. In the background, Notre Dame Cathedral rises above everything else, its towers dark and massive. Street life here is constant. Bells ring from the cathedral. Vendors sell bread, candles, and cheap wine. Children run barefoot across uneven stones. But the island was overcrowded and unhealthy. Contemporary accounts describe foul air and frequent outbreaks of illness. Crime was common after dark. Later in the century, most of these medieval buildings would be demolished. Today, the island feels open and monumental. But in 1800, it was dense, noisy, and very much alive. This view shows the Pont Neuf, shortly after the turn of the century. Despite its name, the bridge was already more than 200 years old. It stretches wide across the Seine, lined with pedestrians and carts. In the midground, street performers gather crowds. Vendors sell pamphlets and roasted chestnuts. The bronze statue of Henry I stands at the center, restored in 1818 after being destroyed during the Revolution. The bridge was a meeting place for all classes. Nobles, workers, soldiers, and thieves mixed freely here. Later, traffic patterns would change, and newer bridges would carry the load. But the Pont Neuf still stands today, remarkably unchanged. This view shows the narrow streets of central Paris. By the early 1800s, most streets were barely wide enough for two cars to pass. Buildings lean inward, blocking sunlight. Open drains run down the center of the road. You hear constant noise. Iron wheels on stone. Voices arguing. Animals being driven through crowds. Fire was a constant threat. So was collapse. Many buildings were poorly maintained after years of revolution and unrest. These streets would largely disappear after 1853 under Baron Haussmann. Today, wide boulevards stand where these cramped lanes once were. This view shows a crowded market scene, likely near Les Halles. By 1800, Les Halles was the stomach of Paris. Food arrived here day and night. Meat, vegetables, grain, and fish piled high on wooden tables. The air smells of blood, straw, and smoke. Merchants shout prices. Buyers argue loudly. Tension was never far away. Food shortages had fueled the revolution only a decade earlier. Even small price increases could spark unrest. Les Halles would be rebuilt multiple times. Today, the original market is gone, replaced by underground malls and transit hubs. This view shows the Tuileries Palace and its gardens. By 1800, the palace had seen kings fleeing crowds storm its gates. Napoleon Bonaparte would soon use it as an imperial residence after declaring himself emperor in 1804. In the gardens, Parisians stroll carefully. Soldiers stand watch. Order has returned, but uncertainty remains. Power in Paris was visible and fragile. Every regime change reshaped the city's symbols. The palace itself would be burned during the Paris Commune in 1871. Today, only the gardens remain. This view shows a print workshop on a busy street. By the early 19th century, Paris was flooded with pamphlets, newspapers, and posters. Printers worked long hours, hands stained with ink. Ideas moved quickly here. Political arguments spread from shop to cafe to street corner. Censorship came and went depending on who ruled. Under Napoleon, presses were tightly controlled. Printing shaped modern Paris. It turned the city into a center of debate and influence across Europe. Many of these streets still exist, though the workshops are long gone. This view shows a public square at dusk. Lanterns flicker as night approaches. Crowds thin, but danger increases. Pickpockets and gangs wait in doorways. Paris had a police force, but resources were limited. Fear of unrest never fully faded after 1789. By the mid-1800s, gas lighting would transform the city at night. Streets would become brighter and safer. Today, Paris evenings feel relaxed. In 1800, night carried real risk. This view shows a theater interior. Audiences gather to watch drama, opera, or satire. Laughter and applause echo under painted ceilings. Theater was escape. It was also political. Plays were watched closely by authorities. Culture mattered deeply in Paris. Even during hardship, people sought stories and spectacle. Many of these theaters still operate today, carrying centuries of performance. This view shows the city's edge, near a gate and customs barrier. Goods entering Paris were taxed here. Smugglers tried to avoid these posts. Arguments were common. The boundary marked class and control. Inside was the capital. Outside were farms, villages, and poverty. These walls would soon be demolished. Paris would expand rapidly. Modern Paris has no such gates, but its neighborhoods still reflect old divisions. Standing back from all these scenes, it becomes clear how close the past really is. By using AI to move through these old images, we are reminded that history was once present, noisy, and uncertain. These were real streets, real people, real risks. If there's another city moment or scene you'd like to see reconstructed like this, let me know in the comments. Again, thank you so much.